Hi, I'm Taylor Hall, Public Information Specialist at the City of Miami Beach, and your host for this special Vote Miami Beach program. The Miami Beach City Commission has authorized this program to inform our citizens about the upcoming Miami Beach general and special elections to be held on Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. During this program, you will have an opportunity to hear from the candidates as well as learn about the 6 Miami Beach ballot questions. The City Commission consists of 6 elected commissioners and an elected mayor. Commissioners are elected for a term of 4 years and a term limit of 2 terms. Terms are staggered so that half of the commission is elected every 2 years. The mayor is also elected every 2 years with a term limit of 3 terms. The November 5th election has been called to fill the mayor's seat, currently held by Dan Gelber, the Group 4 commission seat currently held by Joy Malikoff, the Group 5 commission seat currently held by Ricky Areola, and the Group 6 commission seat currently held by John Elizabeth Aleman. Mayor Dan Gelber, who currently holds the mayor's seat, was automatically re-elected without opposition. 1 candidate has qualified to run for mayor. 4 candidates have qualified to run for commissioner in Group 4. 4 candidates have qualified to run for commissioner in Group 5, and 4 candidates have qualified to run for commissioner in Group 6. Each candidate will have up to 5 minutes to speak. The City of Miami Beach has not edited the speeches in any way. The 1 candidate for Miami Beach Mayor is Dan Gelber. Mayor Dan Gelber, who currently holds the mayor's seat, was automatically re-elected without opposition. The 4 candidates for commissioner in Group 4 are Michael B. Barron, Kristen Gonzales, Stephen Minor, and Rafael A. Velasquez. Here is commissioner candidate Michael B. Barron.
Hello, Miami Beach. My name is Mike Barron, but everyone calls me Mike B. I'm running as your candidate for City Commissioner in Group 4, ballot number 150. You know, I'm a single dad with many blessings looking to give back to a community that has done so much for my son and I. While I may be a first-time candidate, my service and commitment to Miami Beach runs deep. For the better part of the last decade, I have immersed myself into our city because I believe at my core that the best way to get to know your community is by getting involved. I currently serve on the Miami Beach Planning Board, and over the last few years, I have served as president of Miami Beach United, a citywide advocacy organization for residents. I have also served as board member and president of my neighborhood association, the South of 5th Neighborhood Association. I am so proud of my work in our community and the efforts to bring residents together to be at the forefront of the issues affecting all of us. I'll be honest, I'm not a politician. I'm a resident like you who believes we deserve a stable government that works for all of us. Too often we see candidates who run for public office as a career, abandoning their duties for the next big post without first accomplishing the promises made. That's not me. I'm not that person. I'm running for City Commissioner with the commitment to always do right by you and to do all that I can to make Miami Beach the best place to call home. I'm ready to take on the pressing challenges facing our community, from unclogging our streets to battling the threat of flooding and sea level rise to ensuring we have an honest and ethical government that works for us. I am Mike B., and it would be an honor to earn your support this November.
Here's Commissioner candidate Kristen Gonzales.
Hello, my name's Kristen Gonzales. I'm from this community. Half Jewish, half Christian. I was married to a Hispanic, hence my multicultural name, Kristen Gonzales. In 1970, my much older Yiddish-speaking father, David Rosen, picked up my Midwestern blonde bombshell mom in the lobby of the Fontainebleau. They fell in love, they bought a condo, and I grew up sun-streaked, splashing in a pool, sneaking into card rooms where kids weren't allowed, and standing in line at our great Jewish delis like the Rascal House and Wolfie's. And from a very young age, everyone in the community knew that tattooed numbers on your arm meant that you were a Holocaust survivor. At the same time, I also grew up around the wonderful Cuban exile community. And I loved going to Derissa to buy my party dresses and eating with my mom at La Esquina de Texas. You elected me as your commissioner in 2015 in a grassroots campaign. The nature of our successful People's Campaign allowed me to be your voice. So for the past 4 years, I've taken up issues that many others haven't because we won with people, not money, and my job was to protect residents and our community. Let me provide some examples of what I did as your commissioner. Aside from answering your emails, phone calls, text messages, Facebook posts, where I tried to solve your problems and fix your potholes, I was your voice. When residents were concerned about escalating crime in our neighborhoods, I confronted the police chief, and now we have a new chief. When the city was going to spend $440 million of taxpayer money on a train that made no sense, I took it on, ran a campaign, and we stopped it. We fought a convention center hotel project that was large and out of scale because it was a bad deal for the city. And now we have a better project for our historic district and an overall better deal for the city with money for education, the arts, and flood mitigation. When there was outcry over raising streets higher than your homes and threatening your property values, I sponsored the item to pause the flood mitigation program while we sought out better engineering options because it was the ethical and responsible thing to do. But I didn't just fight stuff all the time. I also passed some really cool and progressive legislation and made things better for our community. I passed the Residents' Right to Know legislation, providing neighborhood associations with targeted notice when projects are going to affect their quality of life. I fixed the trolleys and made them accessible to seniors and the disabled. We expanded the VPK Early Childhood Program and we funded it. We got a bus for those students who were within the 2-mile range and had no way to get to school. I raised money for the struggling PTA at Feinberg Fisher. We started a high school job fair with the tourism industry to facilitate a job pipeline so that Beach High kids could find jobs in Miami Beach. We did a parent-teen drug program to provide an educational platform for parents and teens when we knew there was a drug problem in our schools. I bought the Common Threads Healthy Cooking program to Parks and Rec. We waived permits for solar building. We started Miami Beach's first solar co-op to support solar energy. We also supported our seniors and put a cafeteria in Unidad in North Beach. Felicidades. We passed legislation for the workers of Miami Beach too. All the housekeepers who are being physically abused now have panic buttons so that when they feel fear, they will be heard. City of Miami Beach employees now have a paid parental leave program. My time on the commission is marked by hard work. I wasn't just attending fancy parties and getting schmoozed by the powers that be so they could get my vote. The truth is, after the first year, land use lobbyists and the guys trying to take advantage of the system and build the big towers, they didn't even come to see me because they knew that that wasn't my focus and I was not their champion. My focus is on protecting our community, Miami Beach. The problems that face us, sea level rise, environmental deterioration, overdevelopment, runaway crime, image problems, Ocean Drive. These are serious problems we have never faced before, and I'm committed to working with everyone to solve them. Some are easier than others. With development, right now, we need to absorb what's in the pipeline before we continue to approve new projects. There are thousands and thousands of hotel rooms and units slated to be built. And we really don't know what the impact of all of this is going to be on the community, transit, infrastructure. With sea level rise, we know that we need pumps with corresponding injection wells to clean the streets, so we stop pumping black gook into the bay, killing Biscayne Bay. With our image and crime, well, we have a new chief, and we need to enforce our laws and send a strong message that we are not going to accept any more funny business on Miami Beach. Our mayor was elected without opposition. Congratulations, Mayor Gelber. But a community can't just have slates and commissions where everyone always agrees and gets along. We need diversity of opinion, and my life experience as a mother, a PhD in higher education administration, a tenured community college professor, a middle-class worker, a bilingual woman. There's no one running with my historical knowledge, legislative experience, academic expertise, community insight, and relationships. When you vote for me, I'm going to be able to represent you, fight for you, and most importantly, vote for you.
Here is Commissioner candidate Stephen Miner.
Hi, my name is Stephen Miner, a candidate for Miami Beach Commissioner in this November's election, Group 4, ballot number 152. My wife Shannon and I, along with our 2 young children, are proud to call Miami Beach our home. I am excited about the opportunity to represent our beautiful city. I have been a practicing attorney for more than 20 years, with the last 12 years dedicated to public service as a civil law enforcement attorney with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Division of Enforcement. Prior to joining the SEC, I practiced law as a litigation attorney handling complex litigation cases involving Fortune 500 companies for large international law firms, Dewey Ballantine and Mayer Brown. What are the issues motivating me to run for public office for the first time? I am dedicated and passionate about putting residents' interests front and center, not special interests, and to significantly increase the transparency of our city government. How do I propose increasing the quality of life for us, the residents? First, by providing our dedicated police officers with the proper tools to enforce all of our laws, and by maintaining a more visible police presence on our streets to protect our neighborhoods. Second, by fixing and cleaning our sidewalks and public areas, along with enhanced street lighting at night. Third, by addressing and not ignoring our increasing homeless population. Fourth, by being proactive to protect against flooding, but protecting private property by opposing our one-size-fits-all policy of raising every road. Fifth, by spending more of our taxpayer dollars on us, the residents. Sixth, by supporting our small businesses and homeowners by cutting the ever-increasing red tape, by specifically making the permitting process faster and more efficient. And finally, supporting our schools with strong education initiatives. Miami Beach's strong schools and PTA involvement are vital to developing our future leaders and keeping our neighborhoods strong. I'm also proposing 3 ideas to increase the quality and transparency of our Miami Beach government. First, end awarding city contracts without competitive bidding. Second, implementing a whistleblower program to monetarily award those who report government waste, mismanagement, and corruption. And third, appoint an independent inspector general that we, the residents, overwhelmingly voted for 10 months ago. Here are a few of the issues I mentioned in more detail and how I plan to address them. Flooding. I am not a fan of the one-size-fits-all current Miami Beach policy to elevate every street 3.7 feet above base flood elevation across our city. Instead, we should proactively address potential flooding with pumps, one-way valves, heavily engineered pipes, and green and blue solutions. But raising every road and putting private property below street level poses significant downside risk. Most importantly, potential flooding of our homes and stores if the pumps don't function or a drain gets clogged or is not cleaned. We have already seen that happen in areas where roads were raised. I also question whether the city can handle the projected $70 to $100 million cost to raise the roads, not to mention the traffic headache it will cause. Raising streets in nominal amounts may make sense in certain areas vulnerable to flooding, but as a blanket policy, I say no. Homelessness. Our police and homeless outreach team do a fantastic job when given the right tools. Let us help the homeless get back on their feet and ensure that residents feel safe in their own neighborhoods. I would like to share with you some more detail on my 3 proposals to increase the transparency of our Miami Beach government to make it the gold standard of our country. First, in November 2018, Miami Beach residents overwhelmingly voted to create an independent inspector general's office to be a watchdog over City Hall to protect our taxpayer dollars. But here we are almost a year later, and an inspector general has not yet been hired. I will push hard for our city to honor the voter referendum and create a strong, independent inspector general's office to oversee our government. Second, I am proposing that Miami Beach outlaw the practice of awarding contracts to vendors without competitive bidding. I have watched too many commission meetings with frustration as several no-bid contracts were awarded by waiving the competitive bidding process. Basic economic principles teach us, and multiple studies have proven, that government contracts awarded without competitive bidding cost taxpayers more money for lower quality services. Third, I am proposing that Miami Beach implement a program to provide monetary awards for whistleblowers who successfully report government waste, mismanagement, or corruption. As an attorney in law enforcement, I fight every day to help innocent victims and for justice against those who violate our laws. As your commissioner, I would fight every day for a transparent, honest, and responsible municipal government that will be the envy of our country and that will put residents' needs and concerns first. My cell phone number is 305-849-8932, or email me at stephenjminer@gmail.com, and I will respond to you promptly. I am working hard to earn your vote this November to be your next commissioner. I know that together we can make a difference. I hope I can count on your vote. And remember, a Stephen Miner change goes a long way. Thank you.
Here is Commissioner candidate Rafael A. Velasquez.
Hi, my name is Rafael Velasquez, and I'm running for Miami Beach Commissioner in Group 4. I'm here to ask for your support and hope that you will vote for me on November 5. I've been a Miami Beach resident for more than 25 years now and chose to live here because I love Miami Beach. Besides its amazing location and weather, Miami Beach's greatest asset is without a doubt its people. We're diverse, tolerant, open, inclusive, and fun. We love arts, music, and entertainment. That's why we live here. However, living in Miami Beach also comes with its challenges. Yes, we are a world tourist capital, but Miami Beach is not the only happening place any longer. Today, we're competing with Wynwood, the Design District, Midtown, Downtown, and Brickell. Faced with this rising competition, I believe that Miami Beach needs to reinvent itself. Miami Beach needs to become a center for arts, music, and entertainment. As your commissioner, I'll make this happen. We also need improved public services for our seniors, families, and single parents. Whether it's about building new bus shelters, lowering the cable and internet costs for our seniors, or offering discounts to single parents, it's about improving our neighbors' daily lives. Our city can offer more classes to our children and help our single parents with discounted rates to register for them. Miami Beach wants to be known for its best competitive teams, athletes, and talented new artists and performers. All these small changes can go a long way and help families. In 2017, I was the first candidate who proposed the creation of the office of an Inspector General. Although I was not elected then, my proposal survived and was presented as a referendum to our city. It was passed overwhelmingly, and today that Office of Inspector General is reality. I'm proud of it. Now I want to make sure that our Inspector General really will go after those corrupt politicians, public officials, and contractors. No more backroom deals. No more pay for play. Actions. Actions speak louder than words. Over the past 25 years, I've been an activist and I have a record for it. Most recently, I helped my neighbor, Maria, 75 years old, who was evicted from her apartment for having too many cats while Hurricane Dorian was approaching. Activism can work. As a result of the wide public attention of Maria's case, Miami-Dade Mayor Jimenez, by executive order, banned all evictions from occurring during emergency declarations. The county commission followed, and our city expanded those protections. Moreover, our state representative, Greco, and state senator, Pizzo, both passed state bills proposing the same. Change happened, and I'm proud of it. Only last week, I stood up for low-income, disabled, and veteran tenants in North Beach who were subject to steep rent increases and evictions by a ruthless developer. This time, we drew public attention to a situation that unfortunately is increasingly common in our city. We demand respect for our residents from all real estate investors. Don't mistreat our neighbors and then expect our city to reward you with any rezoning changes later. The last time I ran, 2 years ago, my campaign was destroyed by the vicious lies of an unhinged political candidate who was running for Congress at the time and who believed that her lies would help her win a primary. They didn't. We both lost our elections, and I filed a defamation lawsuit against her. However, I lost more than that election. Most importantly, I lost my family. The greatest victims of her lies really were my children and were my marriage. Today, I'm running against that candidate, and the decision who to elect is yours. This campaign is not only about my desire to serve and make a positive difference for us all, but it's also about my integrity as a person. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to see change in our city, then vote for me, Rafael Velasquez, for Miami Beach Commissioner in Group 4. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
The 4 candidates for Commission in Group 5 are Ricky Areola, Stephen Cohen, Raquel Pacheco, and Jonathan Walsh. Here is Commissioner candidate Ricky Areola.
My name is Ricky Areola, and over the last 4 years, I've had the honor and privilege to serve as your Miami Beach Commissioner. When we started this adventure together, I promised we would make Miami Beach a top 10 American city to live, work, and play in. Today, I'm proud to say that our bold vision and absolute resolve have laid the foundation to realize our mission within the next 4 years. I'm running for re-election to finish the job. True transformational change is predicated on hard work and perseverance, and you, the residents of Miami Beach, came together last year and resoundingly passed a historic $439 million general obligation bond. That bond program will overhaul our park system, upgrade our public infrastructure, and harden our public safety assets for decades to come. These are precisely the types of investments needed to improve our quality of life, build cleaner and safer, healthier communities, and during my next 4 years, I will continue to fight to ensure that the city administration executes these projects with urgency and fiscal responsibility. A structurally sound financial house is required for a city to run smoothly and efficiently. As a CEO of a successful customer service company with over 2,000 employees, I have lent my knowledge, skills, and abilities to serve as the chair of the city's Finance and Citywide Projects Committee. As chairman, I have managed to strengthen the city's financial position, negotiated complex development agreements that have yielded over $95 million of public benefit, as well as advance progressive legislative policies to make Miami Beach a leader amongst its peers. People from all walks of life and socioeconomic backgrounds come together to connect at our public parks. They are the beating hearts of our city. My mission is to build iconic, world-class parks and playgrounds, emphasizing the smallest design details that will make our residents feel proud and welcome. Proximity to parks is correlated with healthy neighborhoods. So I want everyone living in Miami Beach to be within a 5-minute walk from a recreational area. And in order to accomplish this goal, we will need to establish luscious tree canopies along our paths to the parks in order to make a pleasant walk to our park destinations. As important as it is for local governments to create exceptional spaces and unique experiences, how we link these places matters. Right after taking office, I voted to adopt a plan to build 23 miles of protected bike lanes within 10 years. This year alone, we've completed 2.8 miles of new bike lanes. If we build walkable and bikeable neighborhoods with diverse mixed uses, then we can reduce our dependence on cars. We've grown our trolley system to move an average of over 14,000 riders a day. And when we finally establish a mass transit solution to link Miami and capitalize on good urban design principles, then we will finally break free from the chains of congestion. Coastal communities across the world will soon face tremendous urban challenges due to a rising sea. NOAA predicts that tidal flooding, also known as sunny day flooding, will intensify over the coming years. By 2030, the eastern seaboard will see an average of 7 to 10 days of high tide flooding. And by 2050, that number rises to a maximum of 75 days. Sea level rise makes these tidal events even worse for low-lying areas like Miami Beach. Our city must continue to elevate roads, create incentives to prepare historic properties for sea level rise, and require all new developments to be built well above the base flood elevation. Many of our stormwater, water, and sewer pipes are as old as the city itself. We must continue to replace our aging infrastructure so we don't experience a degradation in essential city services. We have a lot of challenges ahead, but there are solutions. I genuinely believe that with your support and my proven leadership, we can make Miami Beach the top American city to live in. I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th so that we may realize Miami Beach's potential together. To learn more about our mission, please visit RickyAreola2019.com. Thank you very much for your support.
Here is Commissioner candidate Stephen Cohen.
My name is Stephen Cohen, and I'm running to be your next City Commissioner in Group 5. My ballot number is 155. Candidly, I'm nervous. I'm not a seasoned politician or an experienced public speaker, so I apologize in advance if my presentation has flaws, because it will, and this is live. To learn about my professional background, I encourage you to visit my campaign website at cohenformiamibeach.com. Group 5 is the only race with an incumbent as an opponent, and a well-funded and politically connected one at that. After months of discussions with activists and frustrated voters in our city, I decided to challenge the incumbent, Ricky Areola. This guy has been out of touch with residents and needs to be replaced. I was born in Miami Beach at Mount Sinai Hospital. Both of my parents, who passed away many years ago, instilled in me great ethics and character, which has served as a moral compass throughout my life. As a longtime resident, I know Miami Beach's neighborhoods very well, having resided on Ocean Drive, West Avenue, south of 5th Street, Flamingo Park, and now North Beach. This experience has given me local knowledge and a genuine feel for residents' concerns and each neighborhood's desires. My candidacy is rooted in my love for our city and the desire to right the blatant mismanagement of Areola, a do-nothing, entrenched politician. We are on the brink of financial crisis brought on by a bloated budget and a failing real estate market. No one wants to invest in us, whether it be small business, big business, or a family looking to buy a home. Worse yet, Areola has been the City Finance Committee chairman for many years. He is directly responsible for the city's lack of financial accountability and wasteful spending. Inexcusably, he casts a vote to increase your proposed property millage rate, and he has repeatedly attempted to impose a 1% tax on restaurant bills. This is a bad idea for local businesses, and fortunately, his efforts have been stopped so far. During the past 4 years, our city headlines have been riddled with beach closures, violent crime, and Areola's many scandals. This may be cliche, but it is truly a time for change. I will bring that change. Other than the incumbent, the other candidates in the contest are good people and running for the right reasons. I am investing in my own campaign to give us, the residents, the best chance for victory in this election. I am ready to lead Miami Beach into the future. To read all about my platform for the residents, visit my campaign website at cohenformiamibeach.com. To get to know me in person, call me at 786-413-0920. I am here to listen to you, the residents. I'm asking for your support, so please vote for me, Stephen Cohen, by marking 155 on your ballot for City Commissioner in Group 5. Thank you.
Here is Commissioner candidate Raquel Pacheco.
Hello, my name is Raquel Pacheco, and I'm your candidate for Miami Beach Commissioner in Group 5, ballot number 156. As a single mother, veteran of the armed services, small business owner, and a Miami Beach resident of 15 years, I believe I'm uniquely qualified to be your commissioner in Miami Beach. As your commissioner, I pledge to find innovative solutions to fix our traffic problems, oppose all mega development projects that will negatively impact our quality of life, advocate for clean and green initiatives to protect our environment, improve and expand our city's trolley system and ensure that no resident has to wait longer than 15 minutes for a trolley, and last but definitely not least, I will operate with the utmost transparency, listen to your concerns, and treat you with respect. Again, my name is Raquel Pacheco, ballot number 156, and I humbly ask for your vote to be your next commissioner on Miami Beach. Thank you.
Here is Commissioner candidate Jonathan Walsh.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Walsh, and I am running for Miami Beach Commissioner, Group 5. And it is time for a new narrative for Miami Beach. A narrative where residents are more than just getting by, but are thriving. We need to be aggressive in attracting high-value tech jobs. We can be the Silicon Valley of the South. A new narrative where the visual appeal of our historic neighborhoods are preserved and improved block by block. A new narrative where Miami Beach has the opportunity to truly connect to the mainland and the rest of the world with transportation options that plan and invest for the future. When I bicycle to my office in the morning and throughout the city's neighborhoods and streets and alleys and roadways every day and night, I see potential. I see opportunities for innovation. I see low-lying fruit for improvement. The potential is very visible. As a millennial, I represent a new generation that is willing and able and qualified to lead our city into the future. I'm not focused on left versus right agendas, and I have grown up in a globalized and mobilized world and have lived and continue to live in neighborhoods where different cultures come together. I am focused on continuous learning, and I don't limit myself in a way of thinking. I am adaptable. Let's put our best foot forward, and let's create a new narrative together. Visit votejohnwalsh.com and support me as your next Miami Beach Commissioner in Group 5 on November 5th. Thank you.
The four candidates for Commissioner Group 6 are Adrian Gonzales, Mohammed Rafique Islam, David Richardson, and Blake Yan. Here is Commissioner candidate Mohammed Rafique Islam.
Hi viewers, my name is Mohammed Islam. I'm a candidate for Commissioner Group 6. My ballot number is 161. I'd like to introduce myself as a candidate. In 1995, I came United States with my family. U.S. government offered diversity visa, lottery visa throughout the world. I get one of them. I came United States with my family. Since there, I came to Miami Beach. Still, I'm here. I'm the board member of the City of Miami Beach Sustainability Resiliency Committee. I'm professional civil engineer. Whole my professional life, I was engaged with the construction, civil construction and development work. I have a specialized in flood and drainage system. Also, I do some seawall in some project. So I have a huge experience about this. I'm just telling you that I have a huge experience to do this kind of job. Number two is I know Miami Beach, Miami Beach from sea level to ground level, RL is 4.5 feet, and lower level RL is 2.5. So I know the Miami Beach start to working to some project, big project, like they want to be raise the road level surface from existing level to 2 feet higher than the existing level, and also they're going to put some pump in the mid beach Lagos and Lagos in mid beach area. So they're going to be work like a big project. It is $100 million project, and time is two years. So good things they're going to start very shortly. I'm a homeowner. I know I have some property in North Beach area. I know what kind of problem we are facing as a homeowner. So I can have some idea, some concept. Then we can be resolved with the city and the homeowners. I'm also a business owner. I have 3 business in North Beach area. Most of the people they know as a business owner. So mostly here I try to address the new business people. They open a business and they cannot survive 4 to 5 months. They have to be closed down the business. My concern is we have to find out why they close, and we have to be like from the city side. We need to be some like initiative or some kind of grant, something to continue the business. But here is the problem: we have some bureaucratic system. They have they cannot comply this thing, and they definitely they close down and move out. I am also U.S. Notary Public since 2000. I do a lot of paperwork in my life, like as a signing agent, as immigration documents from different people, different country people, different language people to help them. Also, I'm multilingual. I can speak 6 languages. That's my extra career. I can communicate with the different peoples and understand their voice, their issue. So that's the most important part of our society. We need to be talk. We need to be know what is their problem, how we can solve. And as a commissioner, I will do my level best. So I need your wholehearted support to help me to get this position, to resolve our issue, and in a good. I'm very honest, sincere, hardworking, and realistic person. I need your support. Please vote for Mohammed Islam, ballot number 161. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Here's Commissioner candidate David Richardson.
Hi, I'm David Richardson, your former state representative and now a candidate for Miami Beach City Commissioner in Group 6. During my 6 years representing the people in Tallahassee, I saw how much can be accomplished when we put politics aside and work together for the betterment of our community. Running for the City Commission gives me an opportunity to bring my state experience to the Commission along with my values and work ethic. My inspiration to run for public office stems from my belief that through hard work and a commitment to the community, so much good work can be accomplished. I've been a certified public accountant for the past 34 years and spent most of my professional career working as a forensic auditor. If elected, I'll bring a wealth of knowledge and experience on what it means to be a true steward of the people's money. I'll be the budget guy. I believe in accountability and integrity, and with City Hall overseeing the implementation of over $400 million in GEO bond projects, I will serve as a strong voice of accountability over these funds and ensure the promises made to our residents are fulfilled. Additionally, serving in Tallahassee for 6 years allows me to better position Miami Beach as we continue to seek state dollars for our community. I am humbled to have the support of so many in our community, including Mayor Dan Gelber, the South Florida AFL-CIO, SAVE, the United Teachers of Dade, and Miami's community newspapers. They have seen my hard work and know that as your city commissioner, I will serve you with great integrity and honesty. I have a deep-rooted passion for public service, and I hope to serve as your city commissioner because I truly believe that our best days are ahead of us. I am David Richardson, and I humbly ask for your support and vote on November 5th. Vote number 162 on your ballot. Thank you.
Here's Commissioner candidate Blake Young.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Blake Young, and I'm running for Miami Beach Commissioner, Group 6, and I'll be on the ballot November 5th. My voter number is 163. I'm a 14-year resident of Miami Beach. I'm the president of the Regatta Condominium Association on Indian Creek. I'm the past president of the Alliage Condominium Association on West Avenue, and I'm also a licensed community association manager. So you can see I have a passion for the community. I do not accept donations, and my campaign has no special interests or big money involved. I represent the residents and focus in on resident issues. The resident issues are very important to me. I believe that the residents sometimes are not represented, and I believe that there should be a good way to represent them, so that was one of my key focuses. I'm the son of a Vietnam War veteran, and he was the son of a Korean War veteran, and thus public service runs in my family. At an early age, I was taught the value of public service by watching my grandfather advocate for the paving of roads and the cleaning up of our environment. He showed me that the actions of one person could go a long way in our community, and I am truly proud of him. I graduated from the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, Utah. I have a major in political science and a minor in Japanese. While I was there, I was a ski instructor at Park City, Utah, and I also was a runner for a lawyer firm. So you can see I had a well-rounded education. After graduating, I went to work for a solenoid valve manufacturing company and was a salesman over a 10-state territory. I visited thousands of different businesses in hundreds of different industries, and by far have more business experience of any of the candidates in Group 6. I am one of the key factors in my campaign is safety. I believe safety is paramount. Without that, we do not have anything. I want to stop the speeding on the roads, the reckless driving. I think that needs to be done. I also believe that the property crime and the violence is another thing I would like to check. I'm a proponent of law and order, and I believe there is no compliance without enforcement. I'm also a strong advocate of the environment. I believe that we should look for solutions to get the bacteria and the seagrass out of our water. I also think we should look towards recycling and the littering problem on the beach. I do believe that our environment is our #1 asset. We should treat it like that. Finally, I've been working from 87th Street to South, canvassing all by myself. I do not have hired employees. I do all my door knocking by myself. I pride one-on-one communication. I believe that's the best way to get in touch with the residents and understand their issues. That being said, you can see I'm a hard worker. I will go the extra mile, and if given the opportunity, I will offer that same type of effort on the commission. Just give me that chance. I promise I will not let you down. Again, my name is Blake Young, running for Miami Beach Commissioner, Group 6. I will be on the ballot November 5th, and my voter number is 163. Thank you for listening, thank you for your time, and God bless Miami Beach.
Now, before we get into the Miami Beach ballot questions, let's review some important dates for this election. You must be registered to vote by Monday, October 7th to vote in this upcoming election. Vote by mail ballots can be requested until 5 p.m. on Saturday, October 26th, and must be returned signed by no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 2019. If you obtain a vote by mail ballot and then decide to vote at either an early voting location or in your designated Election Day precinct, it is important that you take that vote by mail ballot with you and present it to the election clerk. As a reminder, Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. To make it easier for Miami Beach voters, early voting will be held at 2 Miami Beach locations, beginning on Monday, October 21st through Sunday, November 3rd. The convenient Miami Beach locations are Miami Beach City Hall, located at 1700 Convention Center Drive, first floor conference room, and the North Shore Branch Public Library, located at 7501 Collins Avenue. The dates and times for early voting are Monday, October 21st through Friday, October 25th, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, October 26th and Sunday, October 27th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday, October 28th through Friday, November 1st, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, November 2nd and Sunday, November 3rd, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, you must vote at your designated voting precinct. A runoff election, if necessary, will be held on Tuesday, November 19th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with early voting on November 16th and 17th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, on to the ballot questions. Over the next portion of this program, we'll explain the 6 Miami Beach ballot questions. An election guide with this information is also available online at www.miamibeachfl.gov. These municipal ballot questions will appear on the special election ballot following any national, state, and county issues. The purpose of this election segment is to provide objective, impartial explanations of these ballot questions so that Miami Beach voters may, in casting their votes, be more informed and comfortable with the city issues presented to them at the polls. The explanations are intended to provide general information, and members of the public seeking further information may contact the office of the city clerk. Now, let's go over the ballot questions and their respective explanations. The first ballot question is as follows. City Charter Section 2.01 and 2.02, increasing mayor's term and changing mayor's term limit. Effective with city's November 2021 general election, shall Charter Sections 2.01 and 2.02 be amended to increase mayor's term from 2 to 4 years, change mayor's term limit from 3 two-year terms to 2 four-year terms, retain Charter's retroactive measurement and calculation provisions, prohibit persons from serving as mayor for more than 8 years, period including years previously served as mayor, except to complete a term 1/2 of which has been served. Here's the explanation for this question. As the governing body of the City of Miami Beach, the City Commission is composed of a mayor and 6 city commissioners, each of whom is elected to serve for a specific term. That is, the length of time a person is elected to serve as mayor or commissioner, subject to a specific term limit, the maximum amount of time a person can serve during his or her lifetime as mayor or commissioner. Currently, the mayor serves for a term of 2 years, with a term limit of 6 years, 3 two-year terms. Each city commissioner serves for a term of 4 years, with a term limit of 8 years, 2 four-year terms. The primary issue in the above ballot question concerns increasing the mayor's term and term limit to conform the term and term limit applicable to city commissioners. If approved by the city's voters, starting with the city's general election in November 2021, all members of the City Commission, the mayor and city commissioners, will each have a 4-year term, with a maximum term limit of 8 years, 2 four-year terms. Accordingly, commencing with the 2021 general election, the mayor's term will increase from 2 to 4 years, and the mayor's term limit will change from 6 years, 3 two-year terms, to 8 years, 2 four-year terms, and a mayoral election shall occur every 4 years thereafter. This measure further specifies as follows. Persons who have served as mayor prior to November 2021 may serve as mayor thereafter for a combined maximum of 8 years, such period including the number of years served as mayor prior to November 2021, and any such person serving as mayor who shall have served 1/2 of a term upon serving 8 years as mayor shall be entitled to complete that subject term. The second ballot question is as follows. Amend city charter to increase annual compensation of mayor and city commissioners. Since 1966, the city charter has established a $6,000 annual compensation for each city commissioner and a $10,000 annual compensation for the mayor. Effective with the city's November 2021 general election, should Charter Section 2.02 be amended to increase each commissioner's annual compensation to $45,381 and the mayor's annual compensation to $75,636, said compensations to be increased annually based upon the Consumer Price Index, but not to exceed 3% per year? Here's the explanation to this second question. In 1966, the Miami Beach City Charter was amended to establish a $10,000 annual compensation for the mayor and a $6,000 annual compensation for each city commissioner. These amounts, which are set forth in the charter, have not been changed since 1966. Any change to these amounts can only occur if approved by the city's voters. This ballot question asks voters whether the compensation should be increased, starting in 2021. In other words, if approved, the increased compensations will not immediately apply to sitting members of the City Commission. Specifically, the question asks whether, effective with the city's general election in 2021, the mayor's annual compensation should be increased from $10,000 to $75,636, and whether the annual compensation of each city commissioner should be increased from $6,000 to $45,381. It's important to note that these new figures reflect the annual cost of living increase from 1966 to the present, using the Consumer Price Index issued by the U.S. Department of Labor. Further, if approved by the voters, the new compensations will be thereafter adjusted annually, based upon the Consumer Price Index by an amount not to exceed 3% per year. The third ballot question is as follows. City Charter Section 2.07, amending procedures for filling of vacancies in City Commission. Shall City Charter Section 2.07, which establishes procedures for filling vacancies in City Commission, be amended to create procedures for filling vacancies due to resignation of a Commission member? Clarify that in any case of any vacancy, the Commission is not required to appoint someone to fill vacancy, but instead must decide whether to appoint or schedule an election, and establish timing of appointments and elections, with other election-related provisions established in resolution scheduling, such as election. Here's the explanation to this third question. City Charter Section 2.7 currently establishes procedures for the filling of a vacancy on the City Commission, whereby a person is selected by the Commission, i.e. appointed, to fill the vacancy, or, if no appointment is made, then the city's voters choose the replacement at an election. This ballot question proposes charter changes to clarify and revise, in part, the city's process for filling such commission vacancies. The proposed amendments revise the charter by establishing a procedure, including specific time periods, related to vacancies on the commission caused by the resignation of a commission member. It's important to note that the existing charter language only addresses vacancies in general and does not address vacancies due to resignation. Further, in order to clarify the Charter's provisions governing the filling of any vacancy on the Commission, the proposed amendments make clear that the Commission is not required to appoint someone to fill the vacancy, but instead must initially decide whether to appoint or schedule an election to fill the vacancy. Finally, the amendments amend and/or establish certain time periods by which actions related to the filling of vacancies must occur for the purposes of providing the Commission with expanded time to make such decisions and to allow the City a greater choice in available election dates. Depending upon when a vacancy occurs and the availability of upcoming countywide or citywide elections, the subject amendments would allow the city greater opportunity to schedule such elections at the same time as a countywide or city election. Historically, scheduling a special election on the same date as a countywide or city election has resulted in greater voter turnout and cost savings to the city. The fourth ballot question is as follows. Naming of the main convention center Park P Lot as Pride Park. In April 2019, the city began construction of a 5.8-acre public park on what is currently a surface parking lot, known as the Main Convention Center Park P Lot, located generally west of Convention Center Drive, east of Meridian Avenue, and between 18th and 19th Streets. The park will include wandering paths around a central lawn, a play and fitness area, and a veterans plaza. Shall the new park be named Pride Park? Here's the explanation to this fourth question. In April 2019, the city began construction of a 5.8-acre public park on what is currently a surface parking lot, known as the Main Convention Center Park P Lot, located generally west of Convention Center Drive, east of Meridian Avenue, and between 18th and 19th Streets. The park will feature 500 new trees, open lawn spaces, shaded areas, walkways, lighting, a veterans memorial, and a public art installation by acclaimed international artist Elm Green and Dragset. Pursuant to the city code, a referendum is required to approve the naming of an exterior portion of a city facility, including a city park. The subject ballot measure asks the city's voters whether the Main Convention Center Park P Lot should be named Pride Park. At a duly noticed public hearing on June 5, 2019, the Mayor and City Commission approved, by 5/7 of a vote, the naming of the park as Pride Park, subject to and contingent upon the approval of the majority of the electorate voting in a citywide referendum. If this measure is approved by a majority of the city's voters, the new park shall be named Pride Park. The fifth ballot question is as follows. Ordinance authorizing new floor area with an interior of historic buildings for adaptive reuse. Floor area ratio, FAR, is the measure the city utilizes to regulate the overall size of a building. Currently, new floor area cannot be added to the interior of historic buildings that have no available floor area, unless the city's voters approve an FAR increase, pursuant to Charter Section 1.03c. Shall City Commission adopt an ordinance authorizing the use of new floor area within historic buildings for the adaptive reuse of such buildings? Here's the explanation to the fifth question. This ballot measure asks whether the City Commission shall adopt an ordinance authorizing the use of new floor area within historic buildings for the adaptive reuse of such buildings. Floor area generally means the sum of the horizontal areas of the floors of a building. Floor area ratio, FAR, is the measure utilized by the city to regulate the overall size of a building. The city's land development regulations establish a maximum FAR for each of the city's zoning districts. Adaptive reuse generally means the renovation and reuse of pre-existing buildings for new purposes. Under the city's current regulations, when an existing building exceeds the maximum allowable FAR for a particular property, no additional floor area may be added to the building or property. The addition of new floor area to property with no available floor area would result in an increase in zone's FAR. Therefore, this measure must be approved by the city's voters pursuant to the city charter. City Charter Section 1.03c provides that the floor area ratio of any property or street ends within the City of Miami Beach shall not be increased by zoning, transfer, or any other means, unless any such increase in zoned floor area ratio for any such property shall first be approved by a vote of the electors of the City of Miami Beach. If this measure is approved by the voters, the City Commission shall adopt an ordinance establishing specific regulations on the use of new floor area within historic buildings for the adaptive reuse of such buildings. The sixth ballot question is as follows. Floor area ratio increase for office uses along Washington Avenue and Alton Road. Floor area ratio, FAR, is the measure the city utilizes to regulate overall building size. The maximum FAR in the CD2 district is 1.5. However, if more than 25% of building area is used for residential hotel units, the maximum FAR is 2.0. Shall City adopt ordinance increasing FAR to 2.0 for buildings in CD2 along Washington Avenue and Alton Road if more than 25% of the building area is used for offices? Here's the explanation to the sixth question. Floor area ratio, FAR, is the measure utilized by the city to regulate the overall size of a building. Currently, the maximum zoned FAR in the CD2 commercial medium intensity zoning district is 1.5. However, when more than 25% of the total area of a building is used for residential or hotel units, the maximum FAR is 2.0. City Charter Section 1.03c provides that the floor area ratio of any property or street ends within the City of Miami Beach shall not be increased by zoning, transfer, or any other means unless any such increase in zoned floor area ratio for any such property shall first be approved by a vote of the electors of the City of Miami Beach. This ballot question asks whether the City Commission shall adopt an ordinance increasing FAR to 2.0 for buildings in the CD2 district that are located along Washington Avenue and Alton Road if more than 25% of the building area is used for offices. The measure is intended to provide the same maximum FAR for buildings along Washington Avenue and Alton Road that contain offices as the maximum FAR that currently applies to buildings in the CD2 district that contains residential or hotel units. The area subject to the proposed FAR increase is identified in the map shown here. You have been watching our special election information show on the November 5th general and special elections. For other election information, visit www.miamibeachfl.gov or contact the office of the city clerk. Thank you again for watching. Now go out and vote, Miami Beach!